Hi everyone, as you're diving into your reading for module number 3, we're going to be looking at chapter number 4 and chapter number 8. So we're going to revisit what we actually talked a little bit about in our first module. We're going to talk about those descriptive studies and then moving into some of those analytical studies as well. So as you are examining each type of study, it's really important to know the strengths and the weaknesses of each type of study, when a study would be used, when it's appropriate, what are those statistical tools that are most appropriate for a particular type of study, as well as how to the real focus is how to read and interpret the information, not necessarily how to figure things out as far as those statistical tools, but knowing how to read and analyze the information is key as you're moving forward. So just also remember that the data that is included is only as good as not only the sample but the structure of the study as well. So all those factors, they're like building a house. You need to use quality tools and quality materials to build a house. Same thing like with a study, and they need to be appropriate for that particular environment or that particular population. So it's not just that the information is out there in the research or in a scholarly journal, it's whether that study was constructed well. As we really look at some of those analytical type experimental studies, there is great value in doing those, and in addition, there are some drawbacks when we're looking at different types of populations, because basically being a human is kind of messy, and it's very hard to really accommodate for all of those confounders and those variables and those differences in behaviors. So just kind of keep that in mind, because all of these factors will play very strongly as we move forward when you do your critique in a future module. And so the thing, we're building our skills in reading and analyzing the data that's out there. So it's not only pertinent to this course in epidemiology, it will be critical as you start doing your literature reviews, when you're looking at evidence-based practice to implement in your practice in the DNP program. All of those factors will be very helpful. These will be invaluable tools for you as you move forward. So really dive into the nuances and being able to read, and not only knowing what is in a particular study, but maybe what's not in a particular study, what information is missing, and maybe something that is very pertinent and are appropriate wasn't accommodated for, whether it would be a variable, a confounder, sampling size, how they drew the sample, and all of those factors come into play when we're developing research, because we also need to know what kind of resources we have. Some of the studies can be extremely expensive, and sometimes those resources just aren't there. So we have to go with what's best that we can do with the resources that we have. So that's just kind of an overview, but those are the things to key into as you're doing your reading. So I hope you find this to be helpful. Take care now.